Ja, herzlich willkommen zu einer neuen Ausgabe SI-Talk. Ich bin nach wie vor in Vancouver und ich habe diesmal eigentlich viel Technologie. Habe ich eigentlich am Anfang noch gar nicht so realisiert, aber im Prinzip habe ich wirklich viel Technologie. Normalerweise ist ja Vancouver well known für ihre Rohstoffe, aber Technologie wird immer wichtiger. Und bei mir ein Unternehmen, auch ein Startinterview. Ich glaube, ich habe noch nie mit ihm ein Interview gehabt, obwohl ich ihn schon lange kenne, die Firma schon lange kenne. Es geht um Jackpot Digital. Jack ist da und er ist CEO und Präsident und er wird uns die Company jetzt kurz einmal vorstellen. Jack, thank you for your time. I said in my introduction, it's very unusual that Vancouver is well known for resource stocks.
Yes.
And on this trip, I do a relatively many technology stocks. Is this also a sign that maybe the Vancouver is a little bit changing, or what do you think?
I think that is somewhat true. I think there's the majority of resource-based companies, but you're seeing more and more technology take root, especially with just the success of many different technology companies in the past. I think it's just natural that there's more emphasis on that sector, but also there's different technologies. So you have, like, for instance, the internet, but then you have things like the cloud and many other things that mushroom out. So technology is always evolving, whereas with the resource and bringing in new sectors or sides of the business, where resources is always the same basis.
Yeah, but you're looking for the same material,
right.
Yeah, and this is not really changing.
Right. Now, one of the things, so I will say, is we've been in the technology space since 1999. So this isn't something new to us or that we've just climbed on to something that's popular. We've been developing technology-based businesces for 25 years almost.
1999 is a good thing. I established my company also 1999.
Okay,
so our companies have the same age.
We haven't been chasing what's hot. We've been actually building on something from the start on technology. And the current business that we are centered around electronic casino tables.
Yeah.
We bought in 2015, and we've been in the business for 7.5 years now.
Okay.
But we were able to buy that business because of our past in the technology space.
Mm-hmm.
We built lots of software, and it complemented what we're doing today.
Okay, so that means you are in the gaming business.
Yes, the casino gaming
casino gaming business. You established this business, or you bought this business 7.5 years ago.
Well,
so how? I can imagine that the last 3 years are really difficult for you, especially with the pandemic.
Yes, it's an interesting question. We started building lots of software in 1999 until 2015, and then we had a unique opportunity to assist the dealerless electronic tables,
Mm-hmm.
meaning casino games with no dealers.
Mm-hmm.
You're seeing more and more in casinos. We ended up building software for that company, and through a long, unique history of events, we ended up buying that company inside Jackpot Digital. When we bought that company, we started developing a second-generation product, which is what we have now, called the Jackpot Blitz. The pandemic came, and it was very difficult because most of our business was cruise ships.
Mm-hmm.
So most of our revenue was cruise ships, so we really had a difficult uphill mountain to climb.
Yeah.
We did, though. We took that time to build more technology and make it superior. As you know, the technology sector didn't really stop. It actually had a lot of success during the pandemic. It was problematic for us because we didn't have any revenues, but we were able to take that time and just focus on building better technology, more of it. We basically have what I call a smart table. I know, Joe, you know smartphones, but we've developed what I would consider, or a lot of people tell us, the smart table in the Jackpot Blitz. It's basically a giant iPhone, like a table, that people can sit around and play many different types of casino games. So for what it means for the casino owner, they make more money, have less expense because there's no employees, and they have no operational headaches. They don't have to worry about staffing. So the product, even though COVID came, it has also given us an opportunity to really grow. It was very difficult during the pandemic, but what's happened now is inflationary pressures, meaning a lot more expenses if you're going to hire people, and there's even a shortage of dealers to hire. So casinos now, for them to make money, they're going to a product like ours. and we just happen to be in the right place at the right time. We are the only ones who build electronic dealers poker tables that are out in the marketplace. So we have a unique, what I call Goldilocks opportunity, and we have a chance to be monopolistic because there's really no one out there. And we have, what I would say, if you take a look at our last year of news releases, new clients coming all the time. So we're very excited.
And you are diversified. You say that most of the time, or the most revenue coming in the past from cruise ships.
Correct.
So cruise ships are now starting again.
Yes.
But you are going out now also to the land casinos. They are on land.
Yes.
On shore.
Cruise ships are still right today our largest part of our business, and the revenues are coming back. However, land-based is really where the blue sky is, where we have big growth. The cruise ship business is less than 1% compared to what the land-based business is. When we bought the business from the predecessor group, they were only involved in cruise ships, and they didn't have the industry certifications to be in a very highly regulated space in the land-based casinos. We went through that, and we got what we call GLI certification to put our tables on the land-based, and we continue to build the software to place our tables on the land-based casinos, which is now the orders we're getting. Last December, we signed a deal with a giant U.S. company called Penn Entertainment, and we did a master agreement for them for all their casinos. Now, not necessarily all of them will take it, but many we expect many are placing orders, and they're involved in 43 casinos in 20 states. But we're also looking at many different other deals, similar large deals, and we're looking at doing deals with governments, we're doing deals with other private commercial casinos, and we're seeing enormous amount of tribal, native Indian gaming casinos. So we have enormous demand for the product.
Okay. Coming a little bit, how's a deal with the companies looks like? So you get money that you produce this table and switch it over. You get maybe revenue.
Joe, we do once in a while make a sale of the table, but we don't prefer that. We actually prefer a longer partnership in a revenue share, and that's almost all our business. So we'll come to Joe's Casino, we'll put the table on your floor, and we take a revenue share. Usually it's around 80-20 in your favor, in the casino's favor. And so what the casinos like is they only pay us when they make money. So if the casino makes money, they pay us. If they don't make money, they don't pay us. But they are able to offer the product without having any of the downside risk of expenses like labor and the operational headaches and the human resources, none necessary. But yet they're still able to give their customer base the ability to play socially, interaction, land-based games. So our product literally is a smart table. And although we focused on poker, just like a phone, we continually add more games and features to the table, and that's absolutely key. We have our own internal team here that continually enhance the product, because we don't just leave it flat. We need to always improve it, and we're able to do that, and that's why the smart table comparison comes.
Okay, first a question to the table itself. Can you update it a new version through wireless, so that everything is remote? That you with the click,
just like your app, just like your apps, everything is updated wirelessly, automatically. So you always have the most recent games, features, and enhancements. It's really a terrific product.
Okay. How many tables you already have installed by some?
Right now we have about 72 tables out in the marketplace.
Okay.
About 60 of them, approximately 61 tables are on the cruise ships.
Okay.
And we've just started getting into the land-based market. We expect by the end of this year our land-based market will surpass the cruise ship business.
Do you have any issues to produce these tables?
Excellent question. Well, we started manufacturing because we didn't have a background in manufacturing, and we did many mistakes in the early years. But we have now strategically partnered up with a very large company that specialize in manufacturing electronic tables for the entire industry, and we were able to get an exclusive for them to build just our type of table, meaning they can't build electronic dealers poker tables for anyone else, all the other giants that they represent in the industry, and they just build that product for us. So the ability to do it with them makes it cheaper for us. We get the product faster. We can pass on those savings to the customer and make it more appealing for casinos to come on board with us. At the same time, because our licensing or royalty costs are lower now because we don't have such a huge expense, so we get the product manufactured faster, cheaper, and at much more scale. For instance, we have an order for 100 tables coming, and we're excited that we're going to be reordering in 100 100 tables per shipment.
But still, especially in Europe, we know that we have some supply chain issues.
Right now, at this point, we have not experienced that.
Yeah.
One of the unique things is this group already specializes in electronic tables for the casino industry, not necessarily poker tables. That's the first thing they've learned how to do with us. But what's interesting is they have their own supply of chips, or of gaming chips. So that has been somewhat of a problem for others in the industry. It has not been a problem yet. We expect our first shipment at the end of this month, and then we expect it to be regularly from there on. So far so good. We haven't heard any interruptions yet.
Okay. You have a revenue sharing model. What the table itself cost you? So that mean you have upfront capex, what you must pay that you get,
right?
And then the revenues coming in later.
Yes. So I will tell you that the capex costs on the table have significantly decreased since we've gone with this other company. One of the interesting and positive things by doing this deal, there's many positives, but we don't have to pay up front for the parts. We used to first bring the parts in, have to pay for them, do the manufacturing. All this is done on their end in mass and sent to us. So they build the table, and we have to pay them 30 to 60 days thereafter, but hopefully the cash flow comes in very quickly. The payback, we believe, per table is 3 to 5 months. So it's not long for them to carry us, and we are able to, because of the quality of the contracts, look at getting financing from government agencies. We're looking at that option. We're also looking at the fact is that we have revenue coming in already that we can organically grow. So we don't have that pressure of the cash up front. When we do have to pay, we're able to probably pay within a couple of months from the order received, and then the payback period of 3 to 5 months.
Yeah, but sorry, come back to this question. When we speak about the cost of the table, we speak from 5-digit or 6-digit?
It's 5 digits.
5 digits.
Yes, and
okay.
Significantly lowered from 5 digits when we used to build it.
Okay.
It's actually very reasonable, and it's very impressive with the way they've been able to bring the price down.
Okay.
That's not really a bottleneck for us,
okay.
Joe. The bottleneck is we have so much demand for the product. It's getting licensing. The licensing, we have to get licensed in each jurisdiction.
Okay. That is also, so you have a general license that you can use it, but then you need a license for every
jurisdiction.
So for every
province
and state. In Canada too, and in America too?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay.
That's correct.
Okay. So that's not that you have a federal license?
No.
It's not enough? You need one for every... So you need one, for example, for Nevada, then you need some for California and Arizona, and so on. It's different provinces.
So the industry is very heavily regulated. The product itself has to pass through regulatory approvals, the table itself. But after that, when we get orders from different casinos from different jurisdictions, we have to still pass, as a corporation, the regulatory requirements, the investigation, so to speak, on our background. They want to make sure who's behind the company, etc. And you have to go through that in each jurisdiction that you're going to do business in. And that takes time and money. But, we're in the processes of doing that. We've hired someone who just specializes in getting us our regulatory approvals and licensing, because that's a big part of our business right now. But once we get that, the cash flow will be, I think, very impressive.
Do you have so far some licenses for some certain areas?
We're in the process of trying to do about 15 to 20 states and several provinces this year. Right now, as we speak, we're looking at about 15 to 20 states and 3 or 4 provinces. And by the end of, by 12 months from now, or this time next year, we're hoping that we will have licensed everywhere in the United States and Canada. In addition to that, we're also looking in the European market and the Asian market where we have demand for the product. So the demand is from everywhere. The issue is just getting licensed.
Okay, understandable. So, excuse me.
I'm sorry.
It's not wondering by this wet weather what
Yeah.
we have outside. Coming to the potential news flow, what we can expect the next few months.
Well-
so is this once you get contracts in, you get licensing in, or what we can expect?
Well, you can see some announcements now of new customers. We've been able to announce several of those. We have many more that have signed, but we have not yet press released, only because the regulatory bodies don't want us to approve to announce anything until they approve us. So we're careful or sensitive to the fact that we don't want to step on anyone's toes and rush that news. The jurisdictions that we were able to make announcements, either they were tribal casinos or they're jurisdictions that didn't mind if we announced that. But we are announcing certain we have signed several deals, many deals, that we're just holding off until we get the regulatory licensing, which we hope in the next 30 to 90 days, and then we'll be able to announce these new customers and partnerships.
Okay.
But there is a lot of news coming, not only as far as new customers, but some unique marketing opportunities and partnerships. And with some of the biggest blue chip brand names. For instance, we have Carnival Cruise Lines, the largest cruise ship company in the world. We are also doing business with Virgin Voyages, and then we are pursuing several others that I can't disclose just yet. But we've done a deal with Penn, as I mentioned, with Penn Entertainment, one of the largest casino operators in the United States, if not the world. And we have several deals like that in the pipeline, among many others on the smaller scale. This is a product that it makes sense for the casino, but what's more important is it wasn't just does the casino make more money and is it more convenient for them. It was very important to win the hearts and minds of the actual players themselves. The players have to love playing the game. And if you see the speed, the benefits, the convenience of the product, and then you match that with the many different games and enhancements, and that the fact that technology keeps getting better, people enjoy playing on the table. So it's important that we get adoption from the players and that we win their hearts and minds and their approval. And that's what's happening. We're very excited. I think you'll see this product, Joe, in every casino around the world. Not necessarily every casino, but in many casinos around the world this time next year. That's how excited we are. And the fact that we're the only ones doing this business with a Goldilocks opportunity, I think we could become a powerhouse company in a very short time.
Interesting. Last question, shareholder structure. How many shares are outstanding? Are there any bigger groups of people to own the stock?
We have about 150 million shares outstanding. The stock has become recently more liquid, and it continues. I think it'll only continue to do that. We have one or two shareholders. One is an investment bank that owns about 13 to 15% approximately. Don't quote me on that, but we have a financial investment bank, or I won't say bank, but a financial investment company that owns a nice block of stock, and we have a lot of retail shareholders. So what we believe is, as we're growing our business, we're getting more interest from institutional shareholders. We're seeing that right now, where the institutions are now coming to us and saying, "Tell us more about your company." So we expect to have a good balance of institutional and retail in the next year or so. So we're seeing a lot more interest.
Okay. Now I come really to my last question. You say you have already on the cruise ships
About 60 tables.
60 tables. What we can expect from revenue side from this in this year?
On the cruise ships
On the
alone, just the cruise
cruise
ships, close to 2 million Canadian. Just 2 million Canadian, but really it's a small sliver of what the business is and what we're hoping to become. I said the land-based business, that 2 million is just the cruise ships, approximately on the Canadian side. But the land-based business should surpass that, and eventually in the next year or two completely dwarf that. That's what we're hoping, at least.
Okay.
But there's every indication to believe that.
Okay. Ja, also thank you for the first introduction to your company.
Thank you.
Ja, kurz zusammenfassen, es geht um Gaming, um Pokertische. Nicht nur um Pokertische, sondern sie haben ein Smart Table gemacht, wo man mehrere Spiele natürlich spielen kann man ausgewählt werden. Und es ist so, dass man keinen Dealer mehr braucht. So, das heißt, für die Casinos ist das rein nur für die Casinos, also nicht für den privaten Gebrauch. But you plan only this for casinos, not for private.
We will also sell
Okay.
privately. It's usually for land-based or cruise ship casinos or regulated spaces, but there are private individuals that we would sell to as well.
Okay. Also auch Private, sollten Sie Interesse haben, melden Sie sich beim Jack, der verkauft Ihnen vielleicht so einen Tisch. Also es geht darum, einen Pokertisch zu haben, der smart ist, wo man keinen Dealer mehr braucht, wo man diese Spiele spielen kann. Die sind natürlich vor allem für die Casinos. Sie haben, ich habe dann gesagt, ich habe gewusst, dass Sie früher bei Cruise Ships sind, also bei diesen Kreuzfahrtschiffen online sind. Und da hat die Pandemie natürlich dann voll reingehaut, weil dann waren auf einmal keine Cruise Ships mehr da. Und er hat selber gesagt, sie haben diese Zeit genutzt, um ihren Jackpot Blitz zu entwickeln. Das ist sozusagen ein smarter Tisch, die 2.0 Version davon haben auch jetzt einen Produzenten dafür gefunden, der in dieser Branche schon tätig ist, also im Casino-Business, und die exklusiv für den produziert. Dadurch können sie die Kosten des Tisches massiv nach unten bringen und sie haben auch keine Probleme mehr, diese ganzen Produkte quasi einzukaufen, das dann selber zu bauen. Das wird alles extern gemacht. Was ein Problem ist, sie haben zwar die Genehmigung generell, aber jede einzelne Provinz muss Nummer genehmigt werden. Also da wird die Company angeschaut, wer ist hinter der Company, wer produziert die, und dadurch muss jede einzelne Provinz Nummer lizenziert werden für eine. Sie glauben, sie können eine monopolartige Stellung erringen, weil keiner so einen Tisch hat, aber alle Casinos haben dieselben Probleme, nämlich Mitarbeiter muss man kriegen, sie möchten gerne das Business ausbauen, aber die Kosten sind natürlich da enorm hoch, jetzt überhaupt die ganzen steigenden Kosten, die wir generell haben. Der Tisch kostet dasselbe, der kostet maximal an Strom, updated wird über online, das heißt, man hat keine irgendwelche Sachen, die man eigentlich damit tun muss, sondern der wird sich automatisch updaten, und man hat halt auch keine Dealerkosten und dadurch spart sich also ein Casino natürlich relativ viel. Wie schaut ein Lizenzdeal mit einer aus? Sie verkaufen die Tables nicht, sondern sie machen ein Revenue-Sharing-Modell. Das heißt, sie kriegen einen Teil des Umsatzes, und das ist natürlich für die Casinos auch super, weil nur wenn das Casino Geld verdient, bezahlen sie im Jackpot Digital was. Wenn sie kein Geld verdienen damit, dann zahlen sie nichts. Das heißt, das ist relativ kostenüberschaubar, und deswegen kann man auch gut vorstellen, dass tatsächlich eine wahnsinnig starke Nachfrage daraus ist. Sie haben mehrere Deals schon gemacht, große Deals auch gemacht. Sie haben es bei vielen haben es auch schon abgeschlossen, können die aber noch nicht announcen, weil nämlich die Regulatoren in den Provinzen oder in diesen Staaten gern möchten, dass sie zuerst dieses genehmigt wird und dann erst der Deal announced wird. Aber er sagt, sie haben extrem viele Deals laufen, und ein Produkt gibt es nicht nur, oder ist nicht nur Interesse aus Nordamerika, sondern auch aus Europa und Asien. Ja, es klingt extrem spannend. Ich habe ihn dann gefragt, wie viel Umsatz erwartet er im Kreuzfahrtschiffbereich. Da hat er ungefähr gesagt, 2 Millionen sollte der Umsatz ungefähr sein. Und das ist allerdings immer nur eine kleine Portion gegenüber die an Land, die Casinos. Das macht, also diese Kreuzfahrtschiffe machen ungefähr 1% aus im Verhältnis zu dem Rest, die an Land sind. Bin gespannt, was zustande kommt. Das größte Bottleneck ist sicher die ganzen Lizenzierungen in den einzelnen Staaten und Provinzen. Und dann wird das dementsprechend ein gewaltiger Rollout sein. Er hat gesagt, er würde sich wundern, wenn in einem Jahr nicht rund um die Welt nicht irgendwelche Tische vor ihm nicht im Einsatz sind. Und ja, da arbeiten sie jetzt relativ stark dran. Das war es von Jackpot Digital im April 2023 aus Vancouver. Tschüss und Baba.
Tschüss.
Thank you.
Thank you.